Alright, what's up everybody, it's Kami and welcome back to another weekly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Vento Aureo Anime review. We've actually got the opening and ending finally, and I want to talk about those briefly before we talk about the actual episode. So the ending is Freaking You by JoJo's, and it's this really horny R&B song, but it actually kind of is pretty soothing. It's a good song, even though they're just sitting there talking about having sex and shit. But you know, that's the good stuff. But it sounds really nice. I think it's pretty fitting for Vento Aureo's style. As weird as that sounds, you know, the horny song is good for VA. But yeah, it is good for VA indeed. The horny song is actually really great for VA. The ending visuals are just like really nice to just look at. It's just nice and chill. Not much is really going on, but this opening, fighting gold. Boy, oh my god, this opening is way too good. It's better than it needs to be, and I really appreciate every little bit of effort that went into this opening. So I'm not going to sit here and analyze too many little details about the opening's visuals and how everything looks, because I'm here to talk about the episode instead. But my boy Medi is actually working on making an opening analysis, and I don't know when that'll be up. That'll probably be up today also, but you guys should definitely go check out his video whenever he posts it. Go follow him on Twitter and stuff so you can see when it is that he's going to talk about it. But I do want to briefly talk about the opening. First off, so far, this is my favorite opening for the JoJo anime in terms of how it sounds. And when it comes to visuals, it starts off pretty tame, and then they just throw Trish on the screen after not showing Trish at all in any promotional material at all whatsoever in the past couple of months. So it's nice to finally see Trish in the anime's art style. She looks great. She shows up at the end of the opening also. And the end of the opening is actually pretty nice, like the second half when the song kind of like hits the little breakdown and stuff, and it like drops and shit. It's just like super good looking. You see all the characters with their stands doing stuff. It flows really nice from one character to another, and it just looks and sounds really nice. I do like that they also kept in the minimalistic art style for showing off the characters like they did with the previews, where they would have them in silhouette shapes, or in silhouette form. Silhouette shapes, same shit. With like just like the different colors representing their bodies with, you know, no real details. That's really nice to include in the opening. The opening slaps. To me, it's easily my favorite opening right now. I think it's the best sounding one, and overall it's just a really good opening. I'm very satisfied with how this turned out. So now to talk about the episode. The episode actually starts with Giorno's tragic backstory of how Dio is his father, and we actually have a really cool shot of Giorno with Dio behind him, which I really appreciated. And we also have Giorno's mother's backstory, somewhat included, on how she's a shit mom and pretty much left Giorno home alone when he was like 2, and then she got married again when he was like 4, and then Giorno's stepdad was abusive and shit, and Giorno would get bullied by a bunch of children until one day Giorno's just walking, minding his business, and then he sees a bloody body hiding in an alleyway, and a bunch of gangsters walk up to him and ask him like, yo, do you know where this man is? And Giorno just tells him no. And then 2 months later, because Giorno saved this man actually appears in front of Giorno and he thanks him and shit. And then Giorno's stepdad stops attacking him, and the other kids also stopped picking on him since Giorno actually ended up saving a gangster. Giorno also saved the man by subconsciously using gold experience, which is the first time that you see him actually using the stand to cover him in these vines that actually ended up concealing his body in the alleyway. And because of all these things, it actually ended up leading into Giorno wanting to become a gangster. And then we cut back to Giorno fighting Bruno on the train. You see him lick Giorno's face again, and it just does like a really small recap of what exactly was going on, since they had to give Giorno's backstory real quick. And Giorno finally starts attacking Bruno with gold experience, and Bruno thinks for a second that his body is overflowing with power, and he starts to think that he's moving really fast and he's dodging gold experience with no problem. What actually ended up happening was that he got hit, and all of his reactions were distorted by gold experience. So we get that classic slow motion punch with Giorno saying Muda, and I just want to say I think that they do a really great job of putting emphasis on the Mudas whenever he hits. Like, Giorno's voice actor is doing a really great job, but just with the special effects and shit, whenever they have things on screen and like the way everything looks and sounds, just like, I'm seriously never gonna stop complimenting how pretty and nice the animation is for Vento Aureo's anime. It's just so damn good. So then Bruno is like a little bodied and shit. He kind of just backs off momentarily, takes the zippers off of Giorno before getting back up and realizing what situation he's in, and he decides that he's going to attack Giorno again with sticky fingers as the two go into a bit of a standoff, no pun intended. And the stands actually start throwing punches with each other, which this shot just looks really damn nice. Then after this small little encounter, Bruno decides he's going to run, so he puts a zipper on the cable car and dips out. Giorno ends up dipping out from the cable car also, and he chases him through the city until they end up bumping into a crowd of people, which is when Buccelati uses his zippers to conceal himself into somebody's body. And for a while, Giorno is actually a bit confused on who the hell it is that Bruno is hiding inside of, up until the person that Bruno was hiding inside of smacks a fly, and the fly was actually a tooth of Bruno's that Giorno knocked out when he hit him with the slow motion Muda punch that Giorno turned into a fly so that he could track him. So if people didn't think that Vento Aureo's first episode was bizarre, well, there you go. Giorno turned a fucking tooth into a fly to locate Buccelati. And then we have Giorno and Bruno in another standoff where Bruno ends up hitting Giorno's body a couple times, putting zippers all across it. And Giorno ends up doing one of my favorite things, and he rips his arm off to extend his hit range to hit Buccelati with his ripped off arm from the zipper. And because he attacks Buccelati again through this manner, Buccelati's senses start to go all haywire, Buccelati starts panicking, and as soon as Buccelati's panicking, Giorno just walks away, putting himself out of the stand range so that the attack stops. And then he states that Buccelati is actually a good person despite being in a gang. Giorno then sits down and he talks to Buccelati about how he understands that he's conflicted that his boss is selling drugs to kids. And since Bruno doesn't like this, Giorno says that he wants Bruno to join him to take down his boss, since Giorno also doesn't want to have drugs sold to kids. And this is then when we have Bruno tell Giorno that he's going to have to join the gang, and Giorno understands this and he says that he's willing to go and take down the boss by making his way up through Passion. And then the episode ends. Overall, the episode is really great. We have the horny music again at the end, and there's no end title card like the other parts have, where there's like a little bit of a preview for the next episode. Kind of miss having the episode previews, but it's fine. Overall, the episode was really great. I think it looked amazing. It sounded amazing. Having the opening and the ending here was great. I think that they did a lot of justice for Giorno's backstory, and just the way that this Giorno and Bruno fight went, and the way it looked and like was directed and shit, fills me up with a lot of hope and excitement for the rest of the fights in the part, because if this first fight was this good, then that means that every other fight in the part, and especially some of the later fights that get really intense with all the stands and stuff, are going to be amazing. So let me know what you guys think about this episode. Did you guys enjoy it? Did you guys have a good time? Was it a good JoJo Fridays this week? I think it was a very amazing Friday so far, and the day's not even over for me yet. If you guys want to discuss more Vento Aureo, you guys can follow me on Twitter at FreyKugel. Link is in the description down below. You can also join my Discord, or you can sit down and talk about whatever, really. It doesn't have to be just JoJo. You can just sit down and, you know, just have a good time. Definitely make sure to go check out Medi's video on the opening analysis whenever it goes live. I will have it linked in the description so you guys can check that out. It'll probably be up by the time this is up or something. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.